Hey everyone, welcome to the Knowledge Mirage. Did you know history is full of secrets and surprises you never learned in class? Today, we're diving into 10 jaw-dropping historical facts that will change the way you see the past. Get ready to have your minds blown because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the wacky and wonderful side of history. Let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off with a bang, or should I say a peck. Picture this, 1932, Western Australia. Farmers are struggling, crops are failing, and who do they blame? A bunch of emus just minding their own business. So what did the Australian government do? They declared war on the emus, of course. They sent in soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns. Spoiler alert, the emus won. Let's talk about Cleopatra, the last active ruler of ancient Egypt. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing in 1969 than she did to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's like thinking of Julius Caesar hanging out with dinosaurs. This just goes to show how vast and mind-boggling the passage of time really is. You know Napoleon Bonaparte, the legendary French military leader? Turns out even the toughest generals have their weaknesses, and in Napoleon's case it was a horde of adorable, fluffy bunnies. They rounded up a bunch of rabbits for a hunt, but the rabbits decided to fight back. They swarmed Napoleon and his men, turning the hunt into a chaotic free-for-all. Chapter 4, the 38-Minute War. Ever heard of the Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896? It holds the record for the shortest war in recorded history, clocking in at a whopping 38 minutes. The British, with their superior firepower, made quick work of the Zanzibari forces. The whole thing was over before you could say crumpets and tea. Chapter 5. Vikings myth busted. Time to debunk a popular myth about Vikings. You know those iconic horned helmets you always see in movies and TV shows? Yeah, turns out those are completely made up. So, next time you see a horned helmet, remember, it's just a Hollywood invention. Chapter 6. The Eiffel Tower's near-death experience. The Eiffel Tower, that iconic symbol of Paris, wasn't always so universally loved. It was only meant to be temporary, and there were plans to dismantle it after 20 years. But it became a hit with tourists and eventually won over the hearts of even its harshest critics. The ancient Library of Alexandria, one of the greatest repositories of knowledge in the ancient world, met a tragic end, right? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. The idea of a single catastrophic fire destroying everything is a bit of an exaggeration. The library's decline was more of a slow burn, with factors like funding cuts, neglect, and changing political climates playing a role. Chapter 8. Nuking the Moon. Thankfully, bad idea. During the Cold War, the United States actually considered detonating a nuclear bomb on the moon. The project, known as Project A-119, was conceived as a way to intimidate the Soviet Union. Thankfully, saner heads prevailed and the plan was scrapped. Chapter 9. The Pringles Man's Final Crunch. Fred Bauer, the organic chemist who invented the iconic Pringles can, had a rather unusual final request. He wanted his ashes to be buried in a Pringles can, and his family honored his wish. When Bauer passed away in 2008, part of his cremated remains were placed in a Pringles can and buried in his grave. Chapter 10. The Original Brew. It's beer o'clock, ancient Sumeria. What's the oldest known recipe in human history? You might be surprised to learn that it's a recipe for beer. Archaeologists discovered a 3900-year-old Sumerian tablet containing a poem dedicated to Ninkasi, the goddess of brewing. So next time you enjoy a cold one, raise your glass to the ancient Sumerians who pioneered the art of brewing. Outro? That's a wrap. History is full of surprises, and these facts prove it. From emu warfare to moon-nuking schemes, the past is full of stories that are both bizarre and fascinating. Which fact shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed our wild ride through history's weird side. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more mind-blowing content from VIVIAN. Thanks for watching.